Dog culture disrespects the idea of consent. What is consent? It's defined as something that occurs when one person voluntarily agrees to the proposal or desires of another. Let's look at some deeper definitions. What does consent not look like? Refusing to acknowledge no, or a partner who is visibly upset. When it comes to these parents that allow their dogs to hump the children, knock the children over, do the children look visibly upset? Is that kid visibly upset? Yeah, he sure is. And this poor little kid, he can't even give consent. He doesn't understand what's going on. You could probably ask that kid, "Hey, will you do this and stand still while we film you?" And wanting to be accepted, the poor little kid will end up doing it. So you're taking advantage of this kid's innocence and you're not honoring this concept of consent. What are some other things about consent? Assuming that wearing certain clothes, flirting, or kissing is an invitation for anything more. Well, your little kids, they see you kissing up on your dog, bouncing your dog on your lap like it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, doing very, very sexual like activities with your dog. And then your little kid, well, they're going to try to copy you. Just because that happens doesn't mean it's okay for you to allow your dogs to hump your little kids. These parents do this all the time, and they think it's funny, and they get reinforcements from people in society. They get all these dopamine hits by all the likes and the cutesy cutesy comments. You know, we got a German Shepherd over here. Look what that German Shepherd's doing to that girl. They think it's funny, and they will film it. This kid did not give you consent. The kid cannot enjoy this at all. You're forcing the kid to pretend to be enjoying this when they really don't. So look at some other things that consent does not look like. Being under the legal age. Yeah, those little kids, they can't consent to this. Hey, Timmy, do you mind if we bring a giant 60-pound dog in the house and it just knocks you all around and tries to hump you and just totally wrecks your day? They can't consent to that. And would they consent to that? I don't think so. Now look at this other one here. Just because you did it in the past, you think it's okay. You see, that's what these parents do. They sit there and do this crap to their little kids. They get all these reinforcements on YouTube. If someone calls them out, that person is demonized for trying to stand up for the little kid. And just because you did it in the past does not mean it's okay. We're over at one of these parenting fails videos. That's what I call it, a parenting fail. They call it a pet fail. You see this kid's head? It's completely cranked back because of this dog. And then they sit there and laugh at it. They think this is funny. And the way they do one thing is the way they'll do other things. If they're laughing at that kid getting pummeled by the dog, they're going to do it again. It's just simple human nature. And just because you've been doing that to your kid for years, just because other people on YouTube do this nasty crap to their kids, it doesn't mean that it's okay. And you're assuming that you have permission to do this crap. And that means if that little kid goes over to the uncle's or aunt's house, or the ex-boyfriend or the husband, or, you know, the father-in-law's house, that was some kind of brief intermission. Anyways, assuming all those people that I mentioned, they are going to assume that it's okay to let that kid get thrashed around and trashed around and humped because you do it. You as the parent are allowing your dog to do that to your little kid. And now that little kid goes to the park, goes over to a friend's house, and it's like, oh, ha ha ha, we're going to do it too. Well, the child never consented to that. The child never consented to being beat all around by your big, dumb, undisciplined mutt. And did you know that the spirit of the law is actually being violated when all of these parents go out of their way to put these kids in these sexual positions with their dogs. Non-consensual distribution of intimate images. One of the reasons that this is looked upon so bad is because it promotes an example of bad behavior, which is pretty much like everything I just said. Non-consensual intimate image sharing. You're going to take your little kid and put a video up of your dog humping on your little kid, your dog's little red rocket sticking out, right in your kid's face. You nasty dog owners. Well, you're making everyone else think that that's okay. And that's part of the reason why some of these laws exist about non consensual intimate image. You're making a bad reputation, you're making an example for everyone else there out there to look at, and they think, oh, it's okay because you did it. Well, it's not okay. So that is an example of how dog culture disrespects and violates the concept of consent, and they do it on their own children. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys like it. See you in the next one.